I'm selling this camera. It is a Pentax 645Z medium format, and I'm going to be putting up an eBay ad, and I'm going to have this video referenced on the eBay ad. So I'm selling this camera on eBay, and but I just want to go through this everything that comes with what I'm selling. It is a secondhand camera. Obviously, I bought it from an authorized reseller here in Los Angeles. They also carry Hasselblad, Mamiya, Leica, and all the top brands. And I assure you, this is a U.S. version camera. And the reason I say that, there's a lot of ads on eBay that you can look at that are shipping from Japan, Switzerland, and Hong Kong, and China, and all that stuff. So, and I don't know if there's any difference in the cameras that are from other countries. Maybe they're different manufacturing locations, or simply just different languages, different language manuals. This, as you can see, is English. So yeah, I don't have the original box with this camera because if I kept every box that I've bought for electronics item, I'd have a closet full of boxes. And really, I did not buy this camera with the intention to sell it. So yeah, no box. I never registered the product. I was hoping to find the registration for this video, but I couldn't find it. So I never sent the registration in. I'm going to guess it's out of warranty. You know, I'm probably going to give a couple of shipping options, and you're going to want it right away, right? So yeah, so that all out of the way. I am the original owner, like I said. And by the way, if you do live in Los Angeles, you're more than welcome to put a comment on the eBay link and let me know, and we can arrange to meet, or you can come here, take a look at the camera, take a few shots, make sure that it is the quality that I'm talking about, which is this camera's been kept in excellent condition. And as I get close and I show you the camera itself, and also there's a quick way I can show you how to test if the sensor is in good quality. And really, that's kind of the most important part, right? And also the fact that it's not banged up or anything like that. So after I bring in the lens that I got with it, which is I think one of 2 or 3 zoom lenses that you can buy for this camera, which is the DA645. It's a beast of a lens, and the reason I'll only bring it in is just to show you the kind of the size of it and the look and feel of it. And it is not part of the sale of this ad. It's going to have its own ad. I'm going to put the eBay ad on both at the same time. I'll also bring this up close to you and do a full rotation so you can see that there's no marks on it or anything like that. There is an area with just a couple cosmetic scratches, and I'll show you how I got them. So huge advantage in terms of cost, the value, and the results of the shots. I did compare at the retailer. They were nice enough before I bought the camera. Let me shoot it side by side with the Hasselblad. We just fixed some in-store shots, and then we loaded up on an iMac. We were able to see the images side by side. And honestly, there was a couple photos that we took, and I couldn't tell which camera it came out from until I looked at the metadata. So, and a lot of the reason is that this camera has the same Sony sensor that is in at least 1 or 2 of the Hasselblad bodies, as well as some of the Phase 1 bodies. So you're getting a tremendous value out of this camera because, like I said, lens, camera, and also too, there's the prime lenses are great lenses, and they're quite a bit less money than the zoom that I got. So all in 10 grand versus something that like a Mamiya can easily go. The bodies go from like I don't know, 10,000 to 20,000, and then the lenses are even more outrageous. So if you're a shooter that you own a lot of Hasselblad lenses or Leica lenses or Mamiya, yeah, of course you're gonna want to buy a equivalent manufactured body. But if you're just starting out and you're shooting images with a DSLR, and then you're getting more work, and you want to move up to a medium format, this is absolutely the way to go. For the price. And this is not the kind of camera you want to use for your kids' birthday parties or recitals or whatever. You'll see after I put the lens on, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's just for the price point. You don't want to carry it around your neck or anything like that. It's really meant for a tripod. studio setting, or if you go outdoors, you have an assistant that can help you change lenses and stuff like that. So anyway, that's why I'm selling it, is because I'm just not doing this camera any justice. It is a fantastic camera. The results out of this camera is just awesome. But anyway, that's why I'm selling it. So let's just real quick, I'm just going to go through the accessories. This is just a little eyepiece, a little eye cup, silicone rubbery thing that goes on the back of the viewfinder, and pretty basic charger, power cord. And when I bought the camera, it came with one battery. And look at the size of this camera compared to this, you know, the medium format with the lens and everything. I really didn't think that I was going to be able to get a whole day shot out of just one battery. So immediately I ordered another battery, which is the same as the battery that came with it, OEM Pentax battery. Only to find out that I had about an 8-hour, close to 10-hour day. And granted, I mixed in shots with my Canon 1D Mark IIIs. I have a pair of them. But nevertheless, you know, this thing held up perfectly with just one battery. But again, it never hurts to have two batteries, the original battery and then the second one that I bought. I'll put that away. And then this was it wasn't very expensive. It's an IR transmitter. It's a Pentax version, manufactured, and my guess is that it would probably work for other Pentax cameras as well. So in front of the camera, there's probably some infrared sensor. This is an infrared transmitter, and it's just nice to have an off-camera shutter for those of you that are shooting, you know, really tight product shots, food shots. And then this flu card. And in the old days, I remember it was called like iFi, where basically it's an SD card that you put in the slot, and there's a little Wi-Fi chip in here, and then you don't download an app for your iPad or your Android tablet, and you can communicate with this chip. And in theory, the nice idea is that you put this in one of the card slots, and whatever you shoot, it gets transmitted to the app, and you can see it on a big screen. I have the iPad 10-inch screen Pro, and when I did get this product to work with this camera, it was beautiful. I mean, you get to preview the shots you just took on a big screen. Now, not to say that this isn't a good screen, it's just small. But this thing is really flaky, and I just didn't spend enough time with it. It kept dropping the Wi-Fi connection, but I didn't spend much time with it. If it's something you think you can get it working, maybe it just needs some firmware updates or app updates or whatever. This is going to be included, but again, no guarantees with this SD card. It was very flaky for me, so I don't know. So I don't even know what this is, but if it's something you need, then by all means you can install it. I do want to say that the manual is a little bit weird. There's two manuals that come with it. One is called the operating manual. The other one's called the menu reference. They are both important to have at the same time because they do reference each other back and forth. And you can download these off of the Pentax website or Ricoh website in PDF format. So before you make a bid, I encourage you to take a look at it. All the specs, all the features, functions are in these manuals that you can download. So, and this is the English version manual, and I assure you this is a US version camera. So anyway, I've showed you the accessories. So right now, let me put the battery in, and I'm going to bring it up close so you can really take a look at the quality of the camera. And what I'll also do is show you a little trick to see how good the sensor is on this camera. So give me a minute. Okay, now I'm back. I put the battery in and it's powered up, and just full disclosure, I want to show you really the only blemish on this camera is, I'm hoping you can see it, right between the hot shoe and the viewfinder is this little top plate. And the reason I got them is that in the studio I had ProPhoto off-camera strobes, and they were wireless, and so therefore you needed a wireless transmitter. And so this is a ProPhoto. This will not be a part of the sale of this ad. This is just for you to for me to show you how I got the scratches. So what happens is this mounts onto the hot shoe like this, like that. And if you're not careful by taking it off, you accidentally scratch the top of the case right there. Let me get this. So yeah, again, if you're not careful, you take it off, it scratches it. Again, it's just, I mean, from about 1.5 feet where I'm sitting, I can hardly tell it's there. But I just want a full disclosure and show you that it's there. Now, not to say that if you can take this off carefully, you're not ever going to have issues with scratching this part. So now let me kind of do a 3D rotation of this camera. so you can really get a good look at it. And I'll show you the viewing screen. So it does have two tripod mounts, one for landscape, one for portrait. So let me do a 360 view for you. As you can see, no scratches, neither the top screen or the bottom screen. And yeah, so that's the quality that you're going to get. And so look at the quality of the screen. It's an articulating screen that you can put out a little bit if you're doing high shots, low shots, whatever. But look at the quality of that screen, right? I have two very bright LED light panels, and even with that, you can see it very carefully. So I'm going to guess that in daylight, it looks easy to use. And let me just show you a couple of different screens on it. Right, so very usable, just outstanding. And especially for viewing photos, obviously it's not as nice as if you loaded this SD card as a computer and be able to see it, but just for basic shooting purposes, this is great. So now let me show you real quick the trick to finding out the quality of the sensor. So what you do is, it's kind of like a white balance shot. So this is nice clean white image, right? I'm gonna shoot it, and now let me show you the result. So you shoot a perfectly white image, and the result is a perfectly white image. And if there were any dust, scratch, I don't know, discoloration or anything to the sensor or pixel defect, you would be able to see it here, right? Because yeah, it should only be white. So you can see from here, it's just a perfect sensor. There's no defect to it. So yeah, so that's what I'll say about that. And then now let me bring in the lens. Okay, I'm back. So take a look at this configuration, and now you understand why this is not your everyday run around camera to shoot birthday parties and things like that. This is really meant for studio. Now it is, I won't lie to you, it's very heavy. The lens is humongous, like I said. Let me do that. And but I will say that it is very well made. It's very balanced, and a big part has to do with, look how deep the grip, and that is what gives you a lot of confidence. You can really hold it very easily, and especially if you put your hand on this, the camera is very balanced. So it's very nice to use. However, I would recommend just using this on an tripod. And here, this brings me to the strap. The strap is just a joke. Do not use a strap with this camera. It has these little plastic clips on it, and the cord is just not right for it. So yeah, don't use a strap with camera. I have not, and I would recommend you don't use it with this camera. And so yeah, this camera is basically sitting in my hard case, and I want to sell it on eBay. So hopefully, for me as a seller, I want to be responsible and show you everything about what you're getting, and not just a couple thumbnails and stock photos from the website and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what you're going to get. Actually, I'm sorry, the lens you're not going to get. The lens is on a different sale. So this is the camera that you're going to get with this ad. So yeah, with that, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you make a bid.